Welcome to the social space. It's show 468,000, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
We do a lot of them that don't air. So you see the ones that are good to air, and then there's a bunch that we go crazy on.
That's true.
It is. I'm Chris Horgan. That's Jackie Hager. There's Andrew Bell. Jimmy Young with Thor is right here. We're going to talk to you in a second. But we got some business we got to take care of first. Because we want to thank our great sponsors.
That's right.
Our good friends at 4 Stars Auto Ranch, our buddies at Falls Truck Center, our good friends at News Channel 6, and some more buddies that we have at Town Square Media. Thank you, because without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. And today, instead of a 4 Stars fun fact, we have a really special thing, an announcement that with Mother's Day coming up.
That's right. We have a Mother's Day show coming up. So for all of you that are listening, if you'll go to the Social Space Facebook page, there is a Mother's Day contest rolling. We want you to tell us 5 things you wish you would have told your mom or 5 things that you love about your mom every day. And the winners are going to receive lunch on McBride's on Maplewood, coffee from Frank and Joe's, and we're going to have them on as guests on the social space. So you got to get over to the page, click on it, the Mother's Day contest, and give us your answers. We want you to win.
I love it. I'm excited. That's so cool. I don't know what I wouldn't or what I didn't tell my mom.
I know. In fact, I think that's a good test today. If you could tell your mom anything right now, what would you tell her?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I tell her that I love her. I mean, I do.
Okay, beside that.
But she knows that. I'd probably tell her that I appreciate everything she did for me.
Sure.
After growing up, as an adult, the support she's given me in my career and everything else, it's just nobody's ever been there like Mom was. So I would thank her for that.
I would tell my mom, I should probably call her and tell her that. My mom has a creative streak in her that is unbelievable. And I remember doing elementary school projects and we'd sit around the kitchen table. She would figure out a way for me to do it so much more creative than what I was thinking. So I don't think she's ever gotten full credit for her creative side in her.
There you go.
And I'd thank her for a lot of other things, but for sure that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Probably my mom's, her spiritual mind and her loving heart. She's a constant learner even in her older age, but I can still learn a lot from her.
And we love your mom. She's been on the show.
She's great.
She's cute as a button.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Great. You want to add?
Jimmy.
Oh man, I don't know if I would. I think I would have to tell my mom I'm sorry and thank you for putting up with me.
The apology laid out there.
It's absolutely.
Sorry
Just
for
get it all
everything.
out there on the line. No, I'm thankful. I consider myself a good kid growing up, but I was one to push the envelope, and she had to endure that as a stay-at-home mom growing up. And now that I've raised a child and understand a lot more than I did when I was 12. It's definitely, she had her hands full. She did a good job. So definitely
Amen.
that's
So enter this contest, people. We want to know
really
your
cool.
thoughts.
And don't steal our answers.
Yes.
Come up with your own. Jeez. Originality counts. Jimmy, let's get to you because we've made you sit here for an hour. I think it feels. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about Thor and your involvement. Tell us about you and how you're involved in Thor.
Okay, well, so I'm actually the director of the mountain bike trail here in Wichita Falls. Yes. No mountains, but we do have a mountain bike trail. We've got a 12-mile loop. So the first couple of years I saw Thor taking place, it was not necessarily, it was on the mountain bike trail, but not in Camp Fillers. So then it's just natural. I volunteered to start with Thor and all of this and got involved with course building. And I think I missed a meeting is how I got the title of course builder. I tell you, it's high stress. It's a lot of work, but it is so much more fun.
That's cool.
I get to build mud pits. I get to build obstacles. Anything that you've ran it, Chris. Anything that was tough, I got to kind of work in my brain and figure out exactly how hard I wanted to make this and how sloppy I wanted to make the mud pits and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's a really great event.
I like the word sloppy mud pits.
Absolutely.
I think that really describes what Thor is.
It is
Get
sloppy
ready.
dirty.
It is. My wife and I go home from the event Saturday afternoon after it's done, and the clothes that we've worn Saturday, because we have to fix and repair obstacles while the event's going on.
Sure.
We dive in the mud pits too and start repairing them, and our clothes come off and they go in the trash. So we donate a pair of clothes every year too to the after doing it.
So Jimmy, this is like an obstacle course.
Yes.
Running different types of things that you have to go through, all sorts of things.
It does. So we've got some new obstacles actually coming this year.
Okay.
We have a Tarzan rope swing that's going to go across a mud pit.
Cool.
So if you can't hang on to the ropes, you're going to fall in the mud. We have a generous donor that is building us a new up and over climb. The kicker to that is it's going to look like it's just a cattle panel that you're climbing over. However, every other rung is on a bearing system, so they're going to move.
Okay.
You're going to go through the river if you can dodge the fire hoses down there.
Oh my God.
Then we have we were able in the camp filler section to actually build and leave permanent a lot of our obstacles. So we have a tire wall that you climb over. Of course,
Okay.
you go through the mud pit, then over the tire wall.
Okay.
And we just kind of twist you in and around and showcase all of our bridges and stuff in the camp. And it's we walked it today, and it's right at a 5K run.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
like I say, just whatever.
But you don't have to be like this perfect athlete to
Oh, no.
participate. I think that's what makes it more fun.
No, there's a lot of groups that come out, and they'll get as a group of 6 or 8 people, and they just walk their wave. They stop at each
Okay.
obstacle.
That
you
would
know
be
how-
me.
Yeah, they'll cheer each
Take
other
your
on.
time.
We're going to walk our way through it.
Yeah.
And of course, there's always the option too. Every obstacle we have, if you decide, hey, this isn't for me. I don't like heights. I don't want to climb over this wall. You just zip around it, and
Okay.
you're back on your way.
That
down
would
the
be me
trail.
too.
So,
Yeah.
so Jimmy, how does this benefit Wichita Falls?
So the two major beneficiaries are Streams and Valleys, which
Okay.
is the overseer
Yes.
of Barron's Landing and the mountain bike trail system, and then also Leadership Wichita Falls.
Oh, cool.
That's so great.
And then we do also as well, we've brought in, this is a nice thing we've got this year. This year the Police Officers Association joined us. So they have come in and brought a workforce with them, which is really, really cool. They've been super motivated and really getting involved with this. So we're really appreciative to have them on board with us.
Well, before we wrap this up, you got to tell the audience, how do they find out about it? When is it? And how do they talk their friends to sign up?
All right. So if you'll just go to the Facebook page, the Thor Facebook page, and look at the
Okay.
pictures, that's all you need to talk your friends into it, because you're going to see nothing but fun and smiling faces.
So
Yeah.
cool.
You can sign up online right now. Registration currently is $50 and $30 for kids, $50 for adults. But then the day of, registration will go up to $60 for adults, and then $35 for the kids. And we do
Okay.
have a kids course as well. We can run anywhere from as long as they can walk and run through a mud puddle up to 13 years old, and then 14 and up can run the adult course.
Cool.
Two pieces of advice. If it's your first one, take a towel, a clean towel, and leave it in your car. Don't take it on the course with you. And wear clothes you never want to see again, including your shoes. You're gonna chunk your shoes.
You're gonna chunk it
Jimmy,
all?
thank you.
Yes.
Thor is amazing. I've done it twice, and I loved every second of it. It was great.
Let me give you one more piece of advice before
Okay.
I go. I know y'all are wrapping up. Duct tape your shoes onto your feet. Wrap
Okay.
them completely
Yeah.
around so when you step in the mud, you don't pull your shoes off and
Yeah.
end up
There you
walking the
go.
rest
Way
of the
to
course
go.
Yeah.
barefooted.
Way
Yeah,
to
because
go,
you don't want to
Jimmy.
walk barefooted through that.
Absolutely. No, not at all.
All right, there you go.
Jimmy, thank you so
Thor.
much.
You bet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Everybody stay there.
Arrivals coming in every week at 4 Stars Auto Ranch. You get more for your trade and award-winning satisfaction from 4 Stars Auto Ranch.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
Welcome back to Social Space, everybody. We just got talking about Thor.
We did.
Oh
Really
my
cool.
gosh, it's gonna be fun. Now, another event you do on your feet.
Yep.
As we talk about the art walk, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah.
Hey. I was like, come on, y'all. I can hear you breathing. I know
They
you're
do
out
have
there.
scooters
Let's go.
down.
Let's go. Hey, but that reminds me, I was here Saturday night, super late, around 11 o'clock. There were people riding around on the scooters.
Wow.
It was awesome.
You see that all the time, yes.
Yeah.
Just-
I mean, it was late. They were out and about.
They were having fun. It was the
Yeah.
first one of
Yeah.
the year. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I'm Chris. That's Jackie. There's Andrew. This is Vickie Milam-Milligan. We are
Hello.
so happy to have
Yes.
her. So tell us about your Well, tell us about you and how you're connected to the Art Walk.
Okay. Well, I'm fabulous.
Yay!
Practically
No argument there. No
It
argument.
was really great having you.
Practically
There we go.
perfect in every way.
There we go.
You know, married to the fabulous Milligan. I
Yes.
live my best life, happiest woman on the planet. For 28 years, I did downtown development.
Okay.
So I have a love of downtown. And when I retired in '06, I opened a shop to promote local artists. Took my first art class, and I've been painting ever since.
Wow.
And that's
Very
been
cool.
Wow.
20 years.
Uh-huh.
And so I opened a studio downtown, had the first art walk just on a Thursday night at my studio, and the next thing you knew, studios started popping up, and I'm so excited about that. You know, sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and get out there and
Yes.
go for
Really
it.
do.
Absolutely.
And so the event is sponsored by Downtown Development,
Okay.
of course, and it's the first Thursday of every month from 5:30 to 9.
Uh-huh.
And what we've seen is it's just grown to immense proportions, because you used to just have the galleries and some of the businesses, and now you've got the entire downtown for blocks and blocks with artists lined up on the street, and you have a lot of different kinds of art. It's not just, I'm an oil painter,
Right.
Uh-huh.
and did I say I was fabulous?
You did.
Oh my gosh,
Confirmed.
we're keeping her forever.
Confirmed. I'm gonna get up and you just sit right here.
There is so much art now, and you know, I closed my studio. I bought a house, and so my studio is now in my backyard.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I built a new studio, which is fabulous, and I had no place to show. So my boss, who is also a downtown development person and sets an example for all to emulate, Will Tucker. We have the building across from Farmers Market, and so there's this huge plaza under there. The Magnolia
Uh-huh.
was the first post office.
Yep.
And so now I have the largest gallery to use for Art Walk. And so we have different artists come and join us there. But and I rarely get a chance to get out and walk around and see what else is happening because I'm so busy. But, you know, this first one was wonderful. We had hundreds of people come through. I make jewelry too, so the whole point of Art Walk, it's not just for artists that sell something for $5,000 or $500. It's for artists that sell $5 items, painted rocks, and those sort of things. And so it encourages them to support downtown and also to continue with their art. So that's a big proponent of what I do when people come through. I try to find people that are artists, because you know they're interested in art, and if they're not, they can come down and learn about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, there's musicians too that you can see on corners.
Every corner, yes.
Companies like
yes.
Ramble and Co. that do their T-shirts, and
Yes.
so there's many different stores downtown that are involved.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean the list goes on, and like I say, each month it grows.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people, a lot of food vendors.
Right.
And then the shops and the brewery and restaurants are all busy afterwards.
That's cool.
So people hang around downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when we leave on Thursday of Art Walk, when we leave work, the sidewalks are already packed.
Yeah.
And when you guys show photos of it on Facebook, it almost takes you back in time
Yes.
to two things. I think of Spring Fling, and if you're old
Yep.
enough to know what
Yep.
Spring Fling was,
Yes.
I feel like there's a Spring Fling down here all the time.
Yes.
And number two, just when downtown was just packed with shoppers and browsers.
Yes.
And so I love it that it's so busy.
Yes, I do
You
too.
know?
I think Downtown Development's done a great job
They
with
have.
it. You know, they promote it, they sponsor it, they really do a lot to help get people involved and let others know what's going on. So,
Right.
you know, even if you just stumble upon something, it's great.
And right now it's not super duper hot, so
No.
now's the time to come.
Yes.
And then you meander the streets for a while, and then you end up
Yes.
having dinner at one of the restaurants downtown.
Yes, and there's art inside buildings also. You know, it's
Yeah.
not just outside; it's also inside studios and just a regular business. You know, well, Iron Horse Pub, for example, a bar.
Right.
They have an artist set up and showing their work, and it's like I didn't even know
Now, you
that.
brought a piece of art today. Why don't
I
you
did.
pull
Oh.
it out?
Here, let me hold it.
Okay.
You
Okay,
explain
tell us
it.
about this
So
piece.
I'm an oil painter. That's my medium, and I do a character named Lily. She's a redheaded gal. This is called "What to Wear, Lily," because she just is trying to figure it out. So she's a lot like me. So she travels all over the world, and she gets a little wild sometimes. But that's I have many collectors of Lily all over the world. I have some in Europe and a lot around the States. But yeah, that's my
cool.
Lily. So I do
great.
try to
Awesome,
branch
yeah.
out. So, you know, my paintings, I've never changed the process of my paintings, but just so people know, this is a $475 painting. But for Art Walk, I have some of those things too. But we all talk about it and we try to have things that are $40.
Right.
Sure.
They're just as fabulous. It's just an opportunity to participate.
Yeah.
You know, and I thank you.
You're welcome.
What inspires you?
You're my favorite easel.
Thank you. I'll take that as quite the compliment.
It is a compliment.
Sure.
What inspires you, Vickie, when you see a blank canvas
Oh.
and you're thinking of Lily? What inspires you for the next one?
You know, it has to come from inside my soul.
Right.
Every painting. Now, I always say 1 in 4 paintings are good because it takes some time to really get to a point. But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm inspired by events in my life, people around me. I'll probably do a social space painting. I'm sure that's coming.
You know what that'll go for? About $5.
You know that.
About $5.
You know that's
I don't
coming. And I'm a very painterly painter, which, you know, I have wilds. And you actually can put yourself into the painting. You know, so they're faceless women.
Yeah.
And,
cool.
but.
Well,
yeah.
let's remind our listeners and our viewers one more time.
Okay.
When is Art Walk and the times and everything?
It's the first Thursday of every month from April through October.
Okay.
And it starts at 5:30 and runs through 9 o'clock.
Awesome.
And it's
And,
free.
Free. I mean, the farmer's market has vendors. You know, there's a lot of opportunities for vendors.
Yeah.
So don't be shy and just come on down. All you got to have is a little table. Some people don't even have tables just set up. So it's the first Thursday, April through October,
There we
5:30 to 9.
And I'm
That's
available for easel rental.
I know, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need to do that
I'm pretty
first.
expensive though. Just understand that.
Do you barter? Maybe.
Maybe
Would you like to
we'll
have a
see.
lily? Or
Maybe so. Maybe we'll make that work. Thank you so much.
No, we want you
And
to
just-
come back
yes,
when,
please.
if you guys are ever going to do anything unusual on a particular art walk, come
Oh.
talk to us.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
really cool.
great.
We want you to come
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
There you
push
go.
it. Yeah.
Yes, because
Thank you.
downtown keeps up with that. You're welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
I'm more
That's
than
a
happy
great,
to be-
Great interview. Really enjoyed
More
it.
than happy.
We'll be back and we'll talk a little city stuff coming up.
That's right.
Stay right there.
Medicare can be confusing. That's why it's important to have a locally born and raised expert to help you understand all your options. I'm Colby Mostacco, and I'm ready to serve you. Medicare changes every year, and that's why it's important to review the changes annually. I understand that everyone's needs are different. That's why I work hard to tailor a plan specifically for you, your family, and your lifestyle. That's the Mostacco way, more personal, more thoughtful, and more trusted.
4 incredible radio stations. That's who we are. We are Town Square Media, and we bring the best of radio to the North Texas area. Wake up early with News Talk 1290. That's us. How about Kelly Raspberry on 92.9 NIN? Yep, that's us. Bringing you the best of country with 102.3 The Bull. That's us. And rocking it all day long with 106.3 The Buzz. That's us. We are Town Square Media, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the Social Space.
Welcome back, everybody. It is City Space time, and we are excited, but not excited. We're excited for City Space.
Sure.
But the topic just, we got to talk about water again. We got to talk about the drought because we lost another 0.4% last week. We're down to just over 65%, which is where we trigger drought 1. And there's a lot of people kind of confused about we're above 65%, but we're still in the drought watch. And it's because we got all the way up to like almost 67% at one point. Now we're back to right at 65 again. We're probably going to drop below that next week unless we get, some rain in between now and then. So,
well, I think the severe drought is still so fresh on all of our minds and how drastic that was that when we talk water, that's a sacred commodity in this area.
It is. And people did a good job when we started the drought. We started saying we're in the drought watch, start conserving. People have done phenomenal. And kudos to everybody. You've reduced our water consumption, which is great. But just because we're climbing back up and we're getting into spring now where a lot of people want to water their plants, they want to water that yard, as long as you do it on your day and utilize the restrictions, we'll be fine. That's why the restrictions are there, is to keep us above that 50% mark, which would be stage 2, as long as possible. Or if we get a bunch of rain, we'll jump above, we'll get back to 80%.
And I know the watershed's important, but even outside of Wichita Falls, you've got all the farmers in the area that are trying to get their wheat in, and that timing is so important, and we desperately need rain for the cattle. I mean, even this morning my dad was at the grotto lighting those candles. He does that every day for rain, and it's important for the 100-mile radius around us as well.
It really is, and a lot of outside communities outside of Wichita Falls buy water from Wichita Falls.
Yes.
So they're under restrictions as well.
Yes.
And it all, no pun intended, flows through that drought watch ordinance that's in there in our conservation efforts through the city.
So, Chris, you were really good in the weeks past at just saying make sure you're watering on your restricted day.
Yes.
I mean, your days.
Yes.
Using that water hose instead of a sprinkler system. Anything else that you can think of?
Well, there's a thing you can sign up for if you're a Wichita Falls water customer called My H2O.
Okay.
And you can do it online. You just go to wichitafallstx.gov. You can find My H2O. It's there. It will let you get into your meter. Okay. Digitally, the AI meters that we use now are digital, so they're broadcasting back to the city every 15 minutes. They're sending the last 15 minutes of water usage. So you can sign up for totally free, and you can get on there and you can watch your water usage. So if you have a leak, you're going to know. And you're going to be able to fix it before we waste that water. And another thing the city does, and nobody knows about it, I mean, you should know, but we don't, is every year we spend $2+ million replacing old water pipes. They spend every year, they spend and it's not breaks or whatever, it's old water pipes that are probably leaking underground.
Okay.
We don't know about it, but they're in that window of replacement time. So they'll spend $2 million to go out there and replace those lines and get them to where they're not, leaking water or breaking often. There's just so much to it as we can try and conserve all year round, so that when we get to a point like this where we're at and we're being forced to conserve, that we know what we're doing and we're a little bit better at it. But again, the drought being still fresh in a lot of people's minds.
I mean, when we were growing up, I remember my dad saying, don't let that water run while you're brushing your teeth.
Right.
And you think about all of those things.
How long are you going to be in that shower, Jackie?
Probably.
Aren't you clean by now? But so
we
just have to keep that. We just have to. I mean, if I have to say it till I'm blue in the face, I'm going to, because it's so important right now that we just get into that mode. Because if we don't, I mean, there are things that we can't control: evaporation, the temperature.
Yes.
We can't control things like that. Or if a water main breaks, we can't. There's nothing we can do about that to conserve. So we have to do everything we can so that when Mother Nature takes water from us, then we know we've done everything we can to keep there.
And there you have it on our City Space today. Thank you, Chris.
Go. You bet, Jackie. Thank you.
Yeah, let's remind people to
Mother's
be sure our Mother's Day contest. We want to give a big shout out to Frank and Joe's Coffee House and McBride Steakhouse because they're sponsoring this contest. And get on Facebook and answer that question about your mom and see if you can win.
Awesome. We're excited about that. That's a really cool contest. Moms are so special.
Yes, they are.
Jackie's a mom.
And tired. We're always tired.
Yeah, they are always tired. We're not moms, though. No. Sorry.
I don't know. You were yawning earlier today.
Yeah, you were. Right before we went on. Even.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Andrew. It's exactly how you did it. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
This is a problem. that grind, that click, that constant leak. Whatever it is, you heard it last year, and you probably put it on your to-do list. Ah, the famous to-do list. Well, that list gets long, and so do the days. But your AC still needs a tune-up. You could wait for that first triple-digit degree day.
We're talking about consecutive days of triple-digit heat.
Or you could call
James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing. This is Laura.
Hey, Laura, good to see you again. We don't like 102-degree weather, but we're climbing the ladder. We don't prefer hanging out in the crawl space, but we're down there chasing the leak. And we don't like when your AC has problems, but we like to fix them. James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
It's been said that you can save enough energy to power a TV for an entire day by recycling just one aluminum can. We're just doing our part. We are Bell Processing.
Arrivals coming in every week at 4 Stars Auto Ranch. You get more for your trade and award-winning satisfaction from 4 Stars Auto Ranch.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.